Hey guys, what's up? Ryan and Noah here, and we are actually headed to grab our lockbox off of a single-family rental that we just sold. So no, I've gotten a ton of questions. We're not selling all of our single families, but this one does make a very good point, and that's you really want to make sure that you have multiple exit strategies on anything and everything you buy. You know, if our only option had been to rent this thing out or to BRRRR this thing out, we'd be in some trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, this house is a nice house in a good neighborhood. It's newer built, like 2,000, 2,500 square feet, something like that. It was built in like the last 10, 15 years. Problem is, we didn't finish our rehab till after kids went back to school. And quite frankly, in order to make this deal really work, we needed to rent at the rent comps we'd found in the neighborhood. So rent comps ranged anywhere from like $1,500 to $1,700. Bought the house for what, $150?
Yeah, yep, $150.
Ended up all in for like $165-ish. The thing with this house is it's large, it's big. Our rehab cost us more than we thought it would. I think our paint alone was like 11 grand, right?
Yeah, it was rough.
So yeah, this one hurt. This one hurt a little bit. Threw it out, you know, kind of end of fall, right before the holidays, and we got some decent showings. Nobody interested. We had a couple people that wanted to lease it while their home was being built, some of that kind of stuff. But no real serious hits. Didn't really meet our 1.2% rent to cost ratio. In fact, a good point about having a team that's not afraid to talk to you. When I first got this one under contract and said I wanted to keep it, one of the gals on our team was kind of like, I don't know about this one. If you want to try it, that's fine, but I don't know that I see this one penciling. She was totally right.
Or left.
So had we just rehabbed the thing and sold it, we would have made a lot more money. It's now sat for...
It's been about 6 months, I think.
Summer,
yeah.
6 or 7 months. So, you do the math, 9% interest on a 165 grand sitting for a while. When we stop, we're actually pulling up to the house now. We're going to do a walkthrough, walk you through the house, walk you through the numbers. Still actually going to be a really good deal, all things considered. We'll let you know what we're going to make, and kind of walk you through the deal. Ended up going under contract off of an MLS offer, which we'll talk about how we were able to get that done. Started out lowballed the snot out of us, but we were able to get it done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. We're really going to get into the importance of having multiple exit strategies. We'll see you inside. Hey guys, what's up? So this house behind me right here is the one that we are selling today. Really nice neighborhood. I mean, tons of pride of ownership. I'm actually pretty bummed that we weren't able to make this one work, but part of real estate investing is you really don't ever want to get attached to a deal. Now this is hilarious. So this is why I don't do retail deals. My phone number, this is not correct. So we were able to sell it even with them not being able to get me on the phone. So nice, solid brick house. This is in one of the better neighborhoods in Indiana. This is an area called Westfield. Kind of, up and coming, or not even up and coming. I mean, it's already there. So here is the entryway. Bedroom. You guys, if I'm being totally honest, I've never been in this house. So if you have goals as a business owner, it's having a team that you can trust. This was actually an off-market lead. Came from our direct mail company, Ballpoint Marketing, which I'll go ahead and link to. Call was answered by Call Porter. We bought the house from the original owner, whose son was living here. And not paying her or helping her with the house at all. She decided she wanted them out. So we ended up getting a really good deal on it. Pantry. This is kind of funny. I'm literally seeing this at the same time you guys are. You know, so in this area, I mean, we definitely did, you know, a rental grade carpet and paint type rehab, which was quite frankly one of the complaints of the folks buying it was that, you know, it wasn't, you know, all done, ready to go. Comically enough, this was one of the most mild inspections I've ever had come back. Somebody was up in the attic for the inspection. The roof was only 5 years old. They literally found nothing that they wanted done. Every flip I've ever done, every house I've ever done, I've never had that happen. Got the garage right here. They asked if they could store some furniture here, which I told them was fine. So pretty solid. I mean, when this house wasn't selling, my wife and I, if we were going to stay in Indiana, we actually talked about moving here. But we're not staying, so that was a lost cause. Then you've got kind of a loft area up here. I'm gonna head back downstairs and we'll go over the numbers with you guys. All right, guys. So I've got our balance sheet here. This is basically kind of our profit and loss statement that we run on anything and everything. A lot of people think like purchase price plus repairs, you know, minus holding costs, and you're good on the deal. You've got to take in like what you paid your team, marketing, acquisition costs, holding costs, all that kind of stuff. We use Rent Manager for all of our rentals, and it's like one of the most robust accounting softwares you've seen. So we purchased the building for $150,000. We had $11,650 worth of contractor repairs. Holding costs though, this is what started to kill us, just literally evaporating our equity. $12,555. I paid 12 grand for this sucker to sit here, just empty over the holidays. What's comical, when I started investing 4 or 5 years ago, I was making $20,000 a year. And I literally, that money, $12,000 just evaporated while we were sitting here trying to lease. Maintenance, we had $1,500 worth of stuff come up while we were sitting here. Utilities, we had like over another grand, $670 in gas and, or excuse me, $190 in gas and propane, $679 in water and sewer, $737 in electricity, and $51 for trash. So in the time we owned this property, we had $27,000 worth of funding put into it. That includes rehab, all of the maintenance, holding costs, all that stuff. So total dollar amount I'm into this deal for is $183,900 some odd. So we got an offer on this property for, initially she came in and said, hey, I'll give you $190, but we want a credit at closing. We want all these things. It ended up being like a $170,000 offer. So I replied, you know, thanks, not interested. And she came back and said, well, can you at least counter? And I said, if you submit a more suitable offer, absolutely. But at this point, I'm not desperate. I don't need to sell this house. I'm not interested. And she came back and said, look, I'm representing my parents on this house. They want the deal. It's the standout above everything. What will you take? So I just said, hey, let's do $200K net to me. Now comps in here are 220, 230, but they've got much nicer kitchens than this. You know, they don't have the rental grade stuff. I mean, guys, we didn't replace any of the fixtures or any of this kind of stuff. I mean, that stove's gross. You know, like, property would have been a super solid rental, but still needed some work done to it. So total profit we're gonna make on this deal, that was a failure, that sat for 7 months, it's right at like $19,100. How can I be upset about that? 19 grand on an accidental flip. Now, if you guys recall, a member on our team recommended that we actually don't keep this deal. So had we not kept this deal, realistically, we'd be getting about another 10 or 11,000. So instead of walking with 19, we'd walk with 29 or 30. So that's the numbers on this deal. You know, just because it's a great house doesn't mean it's going to work as a rental. I think had we done granite and some of that stuff, we would have leased no problem. But we had a lot of people that were really wanting kind of the executive level, and we did the same remodel we do on most of our stuff. Literally same paint colors and everything. So real takeaways though are having multiple exit strategies. I saw a post on Bigger Pockets recently with a guy who was talking about doing a slow burr. He bought it with like 5% of equity and was hoping appreciation would bail him out in a couple of years. If that thing doesn't lease, he's in trouble. You know, so the nice thing with selling this, we're going to get obviously a pretty nice payday, but it's also not going to cost us well over $1,000 a month just sitting here empty, draining, you know, sucking the life out of our portfolio. It's really not that big of a deal. But the other point I would make is don't be afraid to say no when you get an offer that you don't love. Quite frankly, I was in a position where I didn't have to sell this house, but I knew it was costing me money every month sitting here. And, you know, I would have probably taken a much lower offer if I let that get to me, or I would have really countered with that lady, gone back and forth and not got exactly what I wanted. I probably would have ended up selling at a lower number. So don't be afraid to walk from a deal. Don't be afraid to walk from an offer. Never know, a lot of the times those end up panning out. We'll talk to you guys next time. In the comments below, let us know any questions you have about kind of our strategy, what we're doing, this particular deal. Be sure to subscribe. We'll talk to you guys next time.
So, I mean, I'm not ever going to be back in this neighborhood. Nope. Speed limit 35. Speed 34.